All right, so welcome everybody. I was just having a chat with everybody, but now I'm going to speak as if I wasn't. My name is Dr. JC Dornick, and I want to welcome everybody to our health coach community. And we just came off of what we call Better Together, where we really focus primarily on the body and the mind. And so now we're shifting gears. And just to give you a little bit of a background, I'm a certified health coach, and one of the things that I love the most about this program, because like most people, I started off with a one-dimensional look at what I wanted to accomplish, and I accomplished that. I lost 70 pounds, actually 75 now, but 11 years ago, I lost 70 pounds. But what really happened to me because of the program is I woke up. I didn't just lose weight. I got healthy, and I became aware of things. I started to sleep better. I started to, get a little bit of personal growth and support, and I became inspired. So it made me look at what else was going on in my life, which made me want to pay it forward and help other people. But also it really was the beginning of my journey. So just to tee things off, what I'll say about the idea of paying it forward and being a health coach, when you hear that, you're thinking about it as it meets your current reality right now. But I just want to challenge everybody to think about something. So here we are in America, and now we're expanding, to Asia. We've just announced we're going to Singapore and Hong Kong. And what we know about human beings, regardless of where they live, is they all want the same thing. Everybody, look around at all the pictures here in this little Brady Bunch style. And if you're watching and you see a big picture of me, you go up to the top and push gallery view, and you'll be in the Brady Bunch. And you can see everybody. And just kind of look at everybody's face, right? You won't notice too much of a pattern because what you're looking at is human beings. And all human beings want the same thing. Every single human being wants to be happier, healthier, and wealthier. And we could joke about that, I always refer to that as we're all seekers of the We want to put an after everything. We can joke about it because, like, when's the last time you met somebody that was, say, overweight or unhealthy that said, I decided to do this? Like, nobody wakes up in the morning and says, you know what, I think I'm going to be broke, right? So everybody wants the same thing. And we also know that when people pray or hope and dream for things, they're looking for an improvement. And they're typically focused on one thing, like I was when I first found this program. It was weight loss, because I saw it, I felt it, and I was completely unaware of what was causing it, which this program awoke me to. But my point is that everybody wants the same thing, but they struggle in the execution of it. So our program's really amazing because we allow people to start wherever they want. In our country, a lot of people need to start with their physical health, for the same reasons I did. But a diet would be someone that ends at weight loss. We pick up where diets leave off. So that begins a journey and a transformation. Dr. A, who's our fearless leader, who wrote The Habits of Health, best-selling author, who's coming out with Habits of Health 2.0, he just always talks about the fact that a transformation, which is what we all want, to turn into a better version of ourselves, cannot take place unless we build new habits. So as people come into this community, they all have their wants and desires, and typically they start their journey when their wants and needs turn into musts, right? The urgency goes up. But just like myself, you realize that when you find something that's really, really special and it's helped you, it's kind of your moral obligation to pay it forward. Like I always said, in a world full of thirsty people, when you find the source of water, you're kind of supposed to tell everybody. So me personally, what I realized, and I want you all to really think about this right now, my problem wasn't that I was overweight, and it was not even that I was unhappy. It was why all of that was going on. I was a workaholic. I was never seeing my kids. I was medicating myself with food and depression and anxiety. That's how I was coping with life. Sound familiar? So anyway, we know that all human beings want to have a life of purpose. They want to be involved in something meaningful, because in the last 10 seconds of our lives, what we really want to do is know that our time counted. We want to feel like we mattered. So we love the idea of helping other people, especially when we help the other people get measurable results that transform their lives. But we also, if we're being honest, we also want to make more money but work less. Why? Why would we want to make more money and work less? Well, because we have other things that are more important than spending 85% of our lives working, like hanging out with our kids and our family and traveling and experiencing this amazing world, when 85% of our 85% of our lives of the average human in our country is spent working. It just doesn't make sense. So we have an amazing community, an amazing model that shows us that it really is in our best interest to consider and explore the concept of being a coach and helping other people and getting all those things. And the financial freedom is quite amazing. And last thing I'll say about that is I used to think that financial freedom meant making a lot of money. But ironically, at the worst part of my life, I was making a lot of money and I had no life. So I was miserable. So it wasn't making a lot of money. It was more about how I made the money, how rewarding it was, and how much freedom I had. See, for me, it was about time freedom. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to hear some real stories. And we didn't like handpick people that are like mythical creatures. Well, everybody's a mythical creature of sorts, but we didn't pick people that, are making $1 million a minute. And we do have amazing stories of people making financial freedom that most people wouldn't believe. We've picked just some ordinary people doing extraordinary things very, very early in the game. We've got a diverse crowd, but we're just going to have some of these people step on into this role of just sharing, just like you, where they were, what they wanted, how they come up with the idea of becoming a health coach, what made them decide to do it, and what's transpired since. And I'm going to let their health coaches actually introduce them so you can see how special these relationships are. So let's see. I'm going to ask, is Jeremy Pratt here?
Yes, sir. How are you all this evening?
Excellent. Jeremy, why don't you take it away and introduce Aaron?
Yeah, absolutely. So a little while back, I was helping a fella named Tom, and Tom's son is my son's best friend, and Tom was having some great success on the program. And while he was having some great success, his sister-in-law was struggling. And his wife called his sister, and they were chatting on the phone once. And she's like, you know what, you should give this guy Jeremy a call. And so Erin gave me a call, and she went on program. And, she was excited. She was a little skeptical. She's a nurse, a lot smarter than me. And went on program, started having some really good results. And we were chatting about program, and I was, kind of toying with the idea of, hey, you know what, you're saying a lot of the right things right away early on. A lot of people are going to notice what's going on. I don't want to coach. No, I'm not coaching. I probably won't coach. Okay, maybe I'll coach. And then what's been really fun with Erin is the whole just kind of waiting until she raises her hand, like, okay, now what's next? And now what's next? And it was, that I will never, ever in a million years be one of those people who put my picture up or talk about this program. And there's her picture, flexing with her abs, 50 pounds down. So it's just been a lot of fun watching her just help people with her heart. And, being a nurse, it's in her blood. She loves doing it. And every time she's like, okay, I think I'm doing enough, she does 10 more things. So, Erin, are you there? And if you are, please unmute yourself. And what's a lot of fun is with 10 days left in this month, Erin is that close to a substantial.
How do we do that?
There you are. We can hear you. Are you there?
Oh, good. Yeah. See,
All
I'm
right.
not a lot smarter than you. I can't figure this out.
Well, if that were an aorta, you'd be all set. So why don't you share with us, how you've been, I have a fly flying around my head. Sorry. Trying to be Mr. Miyagi. Why don't you share with us your story and how you've been progressing through this and kind of what drew you into health coaching and how you feel about it?
Yeah. Well, so you kind of said it, right? So in the beginning, I was struggling. Yep. And, thankfully for my sister and for Tom, I was introduced to the program, and you're right. I said to you right off the bat, I was like, no, I'm good. I don't need to advertise this. I'm not going to be those, people posting their, their Sunday prep meals on and their daily workout videos and everything that I keep scrolling past on Facebook. But when I started to see results, I felt so much better about myself, and I felt so optimistic about life and about the future and what the future held for me. And then I started to get all the family and friends that were starting to say, you know, wow, Erin, what are you doing? You look fantastic. And, you know, I didn't get into this just for the you look fantastic comments, right? I got into it for the health and setting good examples for my kids and setting good examples for my patients. But now I realized I was also setting good examples for everybody else around me, and that wasn't something that I anticipated. So when I started getting people to reach out and say, you know, what are you doing? I need help too. With Jeremy's help, realized, you know, okay, I devote my life to helping people at work, right? I work in the emergency room. I also teach nursing students. So I help people for a living. Now I can actually help people from home too. And that's pretty cool. And so that was only a couple months back. And right now I think I'm coaching 12 people. And then it was 13, but one already reached a goal in transition. So she's really excited. And, you know, and more on the way, and nothing has felt better. And it's just, you know, I got a text message just today that said, you know, I can't thank you enough. And even with your busy schedule and your kids and your job, you know, you take the time out to send these uplifting, encouraging text messages. And she was like, I don't know where I'd be right now if I didn't reach out to you and say, hey, Erin, what are you doing? And she's only been on program for 2 weeks, and that was pretty powerful. So that's encouragement enough to just like keep right on this ride, you know?
That's so awesome. And you know, what's even funnier is while you have 700 million things in the air, it's triathlon season, and you have about
I didn't
75.
mention that one.
She's about 75 triathlons booked between now and winter. So just keep on adding to her list. And you know, it's just been so much fun working with you. And, you know, and you have a coach now, you know, walking with you, Maria, who's just as excited and having as much fun. And you're just paying it forward left and right. And, you know, your smile says it all. So, you know, thank you so much for sharing this evening.
No problem. Thanks, guys.
Awesome. Amazing. And I've had the honor of spending some time with both of those two. And you didn't really get a good sense, but they're both of those two people you just saw are pretty fun characters. So I'm going to turn it over to an amazing woman that is just always lights up the screen. She's one of our top leaders, and she's part of a team that is now called the Donnas. So I've asked a certified health coach, Donna Smaldone, to come on, and she's got a special guest as well.
Thank you, Dr. JC. I'm so excited to introduce Donna Johnson to all of you. So I have to bring it back just a little bit and tell you I had this amazing client who's now a great friend too. Her name is Cindy Kelly, who introduced me to Donna. And it was right at the end of January, beginning of February in 2016 when I had the opportunity to meet Donna. She's in Houston, Texas, and she reached out and basically was like, can you help me? And I said, absolutely. So we linked arms and she started on her journey. And then, you know what? That July, we were in Austin, Texas for our national conference. And funny story, Southwest Airlines kind of went defunct and I got stuck in Houston and needed to get to Austin. And up roll Donna and Cindy. They legitimately picked me up and escorted me so that I could make it to National Convention. And I remember as we were driving in and the hustle bustle of all the health coaches on the street and Donna and Cindy kind of looking around. And I looked at Donna and I said, you really should just stay for National Convention and come coach with me. And she laughed and said, you know what? I will, but not yet. And I said, okay, deal. So Jeremy, it's funny, the story you shared about Erin, because Donna was similar. She said, not a chance, I'm sharing my before and after picture. And then something happened where she realized the gift that we really had. And she said, okay, I will step so far outside my comfort zone and do this. And it's been a delight and an honor to share health coaching with Donna. So please give a warm welcome to Donna Johnson. And Donna, I'm excited for you to share a little bit of your story with us.
Thanks, Donna. I had me a little choked up there. Yeah, it's been a great ride, and my story kind of has a double start, and I share it every time I talk with a potential client because it shows the the importance of the whole community and the coaching aspect, because I first started about 6 or 7 years ago on the MetaFast program because a friend of mine who I hadn't seen in 6 months or so, I saw her at an event. She had lost a lot of weight, and I said, wow, what are you doing? I'm going to do whatever you did. I don't care what it is, as long as it's not diet pills. And it wasn't. So I did it. She was a coach because she signed up. She knows direct sales. So she knows, of course, I'm going to sign up and distribute this product so I can get a commission. So she did that, and she's no longer a coach, and she's out of it. But I signed up, I followed the rules, and I lost the weight. But I didn't get into any of the community or the calls or the book or the Facebook or the coaching. I think she gave me some recipes. I think that was it. So I tooled right along and followed the 5 and 1. And like one of our recent Habits of Health calls, you know, I did the mechanics, but I didn't do the mindset. So it was like any other diet, and I lost the weight, and I felt, you know, short and sassy and all of that. And then like Cindy Kelly, who Donna mentioned, she lost the weight with me. We did that same program, and then we gained the weight back together. And then after that, Cindy told me, she said, I'm going to go back on that program. And I said, nope, not me, been there, done that. And then like 2 days later, I'm sitting in church, and I don't hear God telling me this, but I do hear it in my soul. You know, it worked, give it another try. So Cindy told me, you know, we get a coach. We get a free coach with this. I'm like, seriously? She's like, yeah, her name's Donna, so talk to her. And that's where my journey really started. And when you get 2 Donnas together, you know, it can't get any better than that. So of course you guys probably all know Donna. If you don't, you will. But so she was a major turning point, just having a coach. It doesn't have to be Donna, because any of our coaches are so wonderful, but having that accountability, sometimes that tough love. Donna has to turn on tough love with me every once in a while, but that helps. And the guiding through, more than just giving recipes, but that whole the guiding, the encouragement, the pushing you out of your comfort zone, it has just been so instrumental, along with the actual Habits of Health, the whole system, and the Facebook page support, and just the community, the Habits of Health webinar. And that's what I share with my clients, that's what makes us different, and that's how we're not just a diet. We might start that way because that's what a lot of people are looking for, but it goes beyond that. So once, you know, I was Donna all along, of course, was planting little seeds, and I'm like, nope, not me. I'm a stubborn girl. I'm like, I'm too busy. I've got another job. I've got a kid with autism. I got too much going on. I'm happy to send you referrals. And Jerry Mulvihill is on the call, or on this Zoom, and I went to a cabbie show, and she's like, Donna Johnson, what are you doing? Are you exercising? And I'm like, nope, I'm eating my way to health, because that's what Donna trained me to say. And she said, no, seriously, what are you doing? And so I told her a little bit about it, and so I called Donna and said, okay, what am I lacking? What do I need to learn to do before I can be a coach? And Donna knows the right things to do. She's like, nothing, you got it, let's just do it. So I jumped in, and I kind of tiptoed a little bit because I still had a job that I loved, and I didn't do a whole lot for a while. And then all of a sudden, that job that I loved took on a merger and a change of leadership, which was no longer a job that I loved. But then I had something in my back pocket that was something that I did love. So I was able to shift my emotional emphasis to something that I do still love. So I really shifted a lot of my focus now. And so I see where that grand scheme, that grand plan was being put into place a year or so before I really, really needed it. So some of the bonuses of that was being a coach has made me more involved in the community, the Habits of Health, all of the things. I now talk the talk a lot more than I did as, being a coach. I'm changing lives and I'm meeting wonderful people. But really more than that is it really has helped me keep the weight off, because I'm truly involved, and I know that my clients are watching me, so I've got to be careful and really show them that it really is the true deal. So that's kind of how it's evolved for me, and I'm just so blessed because it has. So I hope I didn't go over. I'm sorry.
Awesome. Amazing. And once again, I've had the opportunity to watch these two amazing women, and just really mission based. The people coach for so many different reasons, and they're all okay because everybody has their own reality. But it's just so wonderful when people realize what a gift it is to give somebody like the keys and open the door to the opportunity for someone to start their health journey. I would say that I really did enjoy losing 75 pounds and getting healthy, but minuscule compared to how much I enjoy helping other people do that. And I think that's just a natural thing that human beings have. We enjoy helping others more than ourselves. In fact, it's one of our problems. So we work on that here. So let's move on to our next health coach story. This young lady, I'm actually not her coach. I'm consider her mentor. Her coach couldn't be here. We actually went to the same college, and she's funny because she's very, very much like me, which in the beginning wasn't such a great thing, but she and I have become great friends. And man, she is just so passionate about coaching, and just has a real big passion for health. And we've become great friends, and she's making some huge breakthroughs now. But I wanted her to share her story about how she decided to become a coach. It's a little bit of a different story, and what her experience has been. So Stephanie Weiss, are you there?
Yes, I am. Hello. Hi.
Awesome. Take it away.
And you pronounced my name correctly. Thank you. Hello, everybody. I'm so happy to be here. It's really an honor at this point. I've been a coach since August, and this is like such a great opportunity for me. So I'm thrilled. But I will get into my story a little bit about, as JC said, my health coach, Jeffrey Cabelli, is not here tonight. Quick background story. I'm a personal trainer, and Jeffrey made a fitness video for my website years ago. And we remained in touch, and we were very good friends. But we lost, there was a little bit of a time period where we lost connection a little bit. And we wound up reconnecting on Instagram. I didn't even do social media at all, but I said, oh, my kids do it, so I'll go on there, And I kept seeing pictures of him, like in a shred. I'm like, what is this? So something was wrong with my website. I called him. He called me back. We opened up communication again. And he said, how are you? What's going on with you? He says, well, I don't know if you've seen, but I'm a health coach. And I actually started laughing. I was like, what? Because here I am, fit, I live a very healthy lifestyle. I love helping people, and I'll get into that. But I just want to give you my connection. And when I met Jeff, he was not super healthy guy like he is now. So he's not only my health coach, but he's also just like a personal coach for me as well. I want to tell you that. So basically, he started telling me a little bit about Optavia. And in just a few short seconds, I said, wait a minute, you're speaking my language here. Helping other people in order for myself to stay in line with a program, that's my language. That's what I speak. That's what I love to do. Even as me becoming a personal trainer, I wasn't always fit my whole life. Like JC, I went to college and I was very unhealthy. And we went to college. So we didn't know each other in college. But anyway, I was not always a healthy person. And I really struggled to transform myself. And in that transformation of myself, this massive obsession or passion for helping other people just infused into my life. And I started my own personal training business, and it's been very successful. I love what I do. I mean, I love it. And so that Jeff was talking kind of about what I do, but he's helping a lot of people do it. And I just said, I have to meet with you. So we met like probably the next day. And within 30 minutes of him talking to me. This is like, now I'm on the other side. I'm like a dream person to show up, because I'm like, sign me up. I want to do this. Like, I have to do this. Get me in this mission. Get me in the group. Get me involved. I have to do this. And I knew nothing about it. I just, number one, I think the most important thing is that I trusted Jeff. I trusted him and I liked him. And I said, he's a great guy and he's helping people. And he said these words to me. He said, Steph, this is just to pay it forward. I did so well on this program. He goes, I never wanted to become a coach. He goes, you'll meet my health coach and you'll hear from him, which is true because JC is his health coach. He said, this is a pay it forward. I had to share this with other people. That's how passionate I am. And I said, this is unbelievable. This is just part of what I believe is my purpose. Part of my purpose on this planet. So I really consider this whole group now being part of it, as this is a mission. We're like health evangelists. That's what we're doing here. It's incredible. And I will say also, it's been so much fun and it's uplifting, even being in the boot camp. And I say that because it was intense. It's been intense. There's a boot camp program. If you become a coach, if you're not a coach yet, or if you're a new coach, I recommend it completely. It has transformed my vision of this company and the people in it and what it has done for my life, what it's doing for my family's life. I cannot wait to see how it grows. I mean, it's all just really wonderful seedlings that are just being watered constantly by care and love and sharing. It's really just been tremendous. I mean, I'm gushing, but it's all true. I mean, I can't be any more transparent or authentic than I am now. I just, I love this community. It's been amazing. So I'm really totally psyched to be here. I hope that answers the question.
Wow, it sure does, and everybody, I think a lot of people are going to resonate with somebody that is just, that's one of the things is somebody that's passionate about helping people and passionate about health. I want to do something just now for all the health coaches that are on here, in the chat there, just write down your favorite part of coaching. What is it about being a coach that you love the most? And just, you'll see some of those comments down there, because remember something. Everybody, like a health coach is not like an alien from another planet. They're just somebody just like you that's now a health coach. They're all health coaches are clients as well. So you'll see some of those things, and then you'll recognize that nobody has mentioned once that they're getting paid very, very well. And, I've just realized this, like nobody has even mentioned that because it's not at the forefront of their brain. But, who's getting paid? And what are you doing with that money? Paying a bill, creating some financial freedom is pretty amazing. So thanks so much, Steph. I want to turn it over now to an amazing woman who is, building a very, very, very big organization and mission-based organization. And she's got a real special guest that's just on fire. So I'm going to introduce Integrated Regional Director Rachel Reese, and she's got a special guest.
Hey, JC, thank you so much